What if I told you that the answers you've been searching for, peace, strength, clarity, purpose, were never out there in the world, but hidden deep within you? You see, we've been trained to chase, to hustle, to prove ourselves. We live in a culture that tells us success is measured by noise, speed, and visibility. But the ancient Shaolin monks teach something radically different. They say, the path is not found. The path is forged within. In today's world, we've mastered outer performance, but we've forgotten inner mastery. We can scroll endlessly, multitask without blinking, and stay busy from sunrise to midnight, but we can't sit alone in silence for 10 minutes. That's not strength. That's slavery to chaos. This video is a wake-up call. You're about to discover 10 Shaolin rituals, not just ancient traditions, but soul-shaping disciplines that have transformed broken minds into focused warriors and restless hearts into grounded spirits. These are not tricks, they are not gimmicks. These are time-honored principles that build some of the most disciplined, calm, and powerful minds in human history. And today, they're more relevant than ever. If you're tired of the noise, if you're ready to stop reacting and start living with purpose, if you feel like something inside you is calling out for more, then this message is for you. Because true transformation doesn't begin with motivation. It begins with ritual, and the path to peace, power, and purpose is not somewhere out there. It begins with one bold decision, to go within. Let's begin. Silence is power, the morning ritual of stillness. Before the world wakes up, before the notifications start buzzing and the chaos of daily life takes over, there is a sacred window of opportunity. It is in this quiet sliver of time that a Shaolin monk begins his day. And not with movement, not with action, but with stillness. Stillness is not laziness, it is not idleness, it is discipline in its purest form. In the Shaolin tradition, one of the most transformative rituals is the morning silence, a daily practice of sitting in undisturbed quiet for a few moments before the day begins. No distractions, no to-do lists, no thoughts racing ahead, just breath, just presence, just now. You see, in the modern world, we're constantly stimulated. Our phones wake us, our minds race. Our mornings are flooded with emails, news feeds, and noise. But here's the truth most never realize. How you start your morning is how you train your mind. If you begin in chaos, your mind will mirror that chaos throughout the day. But if you begin in silence, your mind becomes a calm lake, and every ripple of life that touches it is seen with clarity. Shaolin monks know this, so they begin with breath, they begin with awareness. They sit in the presence of their thoughts and simply observe. No judgment, no rushing, just noticing. Try it yourself. Tomorrow morning, before reaching for your phone, sit upright. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply, hold, exhale slowly. Do this for 5 minutes, just 5, and watch what happens. The world doesn't need more noise, it needs more people who are grounded. People who lead with presence, not panic. People who respond instead of react. That strength doesn't come from hustle, it comes from inner stillness. In silence, you don't lose control, you reclaim it. The ritual of breath, controlling the inner storm. Breathe. It's the one thing you've done every moment of your life, yet the one thing you likely pay the least attention to. In the Shaolin way of life, breath is not just a biological necessity, it is a spiritual anchor. It is the bridge between the body and the mind, the present and the eternal. And that's why the second ritual is so powerful, mastering the breath. When you feel anxiety creeping in, when stress tightens your chest, when life becomes overwhelming, what changes first? Your breathing. It becomes shallow, fast, uneven. That's no accident. Your breath reflects your inner world. But here's the secret the Shaolin monks have known for centuries. If your breath reflects your emotions, then you can change your emotions by controlling your breath. It's not philosophy, it's practice. Every morning, a monk engages in conscious breathing, also known as Qigong breathing. This isn't random inhales and exhales, it's a disciplined, focused ritual. Slow inhales through the nose, deep into the belly, holding Then slow, full exhale through the mouth, over and over. It resets the nervous system, it calms the chaos, it sharpens the mind. And most importantly, it brings you back to now. You see, your mind will try to drag you into the past, your regrets, your failures. It will try to throw you into the future, your fears, your worries. But your breath, it only lives in the present. And when you train yourself to follow it, you are no longer a prisoner of time. You become free. You don't need to sit on a mountain to feel peace. You don't need to escape the world to master your inner one. All you need is your breath and the discipline to own it instead of letting life own you. Next time you're in a storm, remember this. The wind may rage outside, but if you control the breath, the storm never touches your soul. Movement is meditation, the power of intentional motion. In the West, people view movement as exercise, a chore, a box to check. But to a Shaolin monk, movement is something much more sacred. It is meditation in motion. The third ritual is simple yet profound, daily intentional movement. This is not about lifting weights or burning calories. This is not about vanity or looking good in the mirror. This is about becoming one with your body. To unite the mind, breath, and motion until they move as one. Whether it's flowing through Qigong, practicing Tai Chi, or engaging in martial arts forms. Every move a Shaolin monk makes is precise, intentional, and rooted in presence. Every step is a declaration of self-control. Every stance is an act of grounding. Every motion is a reflection of their internal stillness. You may think, well, I'm not a monk, I don't live in a temple. That doesn't matter. You have a body, you have breath, you have time. When you move with awareness, even walking in the morning, stretching in silence, or practicing a slow, mindful routine, you are performing a sacred act. You are training your spirit to listen, to feel, to be present. In today's hyper-digital world, our bodies are disconnected from our minds. We are slouched over screens. We live in our heads. We forget we are physical beings. But the Shaolin path reminds us, to master your mind, you must first reconnect with your body. But you don't need expensive equipment, you need intention. Start with 5 minutes. Move your arms slowly, stretch your legs, align your breath with each movement. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you return. Feel every motion. Be inside your body, not lost in your mind. Why is this so transformative? Because once you learn to move with control, you begin to live with control. The way you carry yourself changes. The way you show up in the world shifts. You walk differently. You breathe differently. You respond to chaos with grace. Remember, the strongest warriors are not those who strike the hardest, but those who move with purpose. Move with intention, and you will begin to walk the true path within. Silence is strength, the ritual of daily stillness. In a world filled with noise, silence has become a rare treasure. The fourth ritual on the Shaolin path is simple but powerful. Daily stillness. A moment of silence. A pause in the noise. A retreat into the space within. Shaolin monks are trained to embrace silence, not just as an absence of sound, but as a presence of peace. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is clarity. It's in stillness that the monk sharpens his awareness, hears the truth in his heart, and regains control of his mind. But most people today fear silence. They wake up to noise, work in noise, and fall asleep to noise. Notifications, conversations, distractions. It never stops. And so their minds never rest. Their souls never breathe. That's why this ritual is so important. Even 10 minutes a day in complete stillness can shift your life. You sit, you breathe, you do nothing on purpose. No phone, no music, just stillness. At first, it's uncomfortable. Your mind will scream, your body will fidget, your thoughts will attack you. But stay, because this is the training. Stillness teaches you that your mind is not your master. It's just a tool. And in silence, you learn to use it rather than be used by it. Silence gives space for insight, for healing, for ideas that won't come through the noise. It's in stillness that you hear the whisper of your intuition, the voice of your higher self. Shaolin monks don't seek silence for escape, they seek it for strength. Because when the outer world shakes, only the still can remain unbroken. Stillness is the foundation of power. It's where clarity is born. It's where chaos dissolves. It's where warriors are made. Not in battle, but in discipline. So each day, give yourself the time, even if it's 5 minutes before the sun rises, even if it's sitting alone in your room with nothing but breath and presence. The greatest changes don't come through force, they come through stillness. Sit in silence and meet the strongest version of yourself there. The power of breath. Control the breath, control the mind. The fifth ritual is subtle, invisible, and often overlooked, but it holds the power to transform your state of being more rapidly than anything else. That ritual is breath control. In the Shaolin temple, breath is not just respiration, it is life force, Qi. It is the sacred bridge between your body and your mind, between the external world and your inner world. A Shaolin master once said, if you cannot control your breath, you cannot control your emotions. And if you cannot control your emotions, the world will always control you. Or boss again. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed, anxious, angry, afraid. What was your breathing like? Shallow, rapid, erratic. That's no coincidence. Your breath mirrors your mental state. And here's the key, the reverse is also true. When you slow your breath, you slow your mind. When you deepen your breath, you deepen your calm. When you take control of your breath, you take control of your reactions, your focus, and ultimately, your life. This is why Shaolin monks practice deep abdominal breathing, synchronized with movement or meditation. Every inhale fills the belly with life. Every exhale releases tension, negativity, fear. They train their breath the way a warrior trains, with a sword, not just for survival, but for mastery. So what does this mean for you? It means you don't need to wait for the world to calm down. You don't need to fix everything around you to feel peace. You just need to breathe with awareness. Take a few minutes each day to practice this. Sit still. Close your eyes. Breathe in deeply through your nose for 4 counts. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale slowly for 6 counts. I repeat, you'll feel the shift within minutes. Clarity, calm, strength. Do this before stressful conversations. Do this when anxiety creeps in. Do this in the morning to center yourself. Over time, you'll rewire your nervous system. You'll become grounded under pressure, unshakable in chaos. The world may test you, but your breath will anchor you. Shaolin wisdom teaches us that the breath is the remote control to the mind. And the one who holds the remote holds the power. Master your breath and you begin to master your destiny. Move with purpose, the Shaolin ritual of mindful movement. In the modern world, movement has become mechanical. We move to get somewhere, not to become someone. But in the Shaolin way, movement is not just physical, it's spiritual training. That's why the 6th ritual is mindful movement. Shaolin monks do not walk aimlessly. They don't train for aesthetics. They train with intention. Every step, every stretch, every punch, every form carries purpose, discipline, and complete awareness. To the outsider, the training looks like martial arts. But for the monk, it's something deeper. It is moving meditation, a way to unite the body, breath, and mind in one focused flow. This kind of movement isn't about burning calories, it's about building presence. When you practice mindful movement, you begin to awaken muscles that have been asleep and thoughts that have gone unnoticed. You begin to feel your body as a temple, not just a tool. You notice the tension you carry in your shoulders, the anxiety you hold in your chest, the fatigue trapped in your spine. And as you move, you release it. You don't have to be a monk to adopt this ritual. You just need to change how you move. Start by setting aside 10-20 minutes a day to move intentionally. It could be stretching, it could be slow martial forms. It could even be a mindful walk where you focus on each step and each breath. No phone, no distractions, just you and your body in harmony. Feel every shift, observe every breath, move slowly with grace. As you train your body, you are also training your mind to be still in motion. That's the paradox. In the stillness of your focus, you find power. In the movement of your body, you find peace. Shaolin monks believe that how you move through your training is how you move through life. If you rush, you miss. If you're distracted, you stumble. But if you move with intention, with discipline, and with honor, you become unshakable. Your body holds wisdom. Your movements tell a story. Make that story one of power, grace, and presence. Mindful movement is not about performance. It's about alignment between who you are, what you do, and what you're becoming. Remember, how you move is how you live. So move with awareness, move with purpose, move like a warrior who respects every step on the path. Because every movement is a chance to return to yourself. Train the breath, the Shaolin ritual of inner power. Your breath is your life force. It's the invisible thread connecting your body to your mind to your spirit. And yet, most people never truly breathe. They inhale stress, they exhale distraction. Their breath is shallow, rushed, and unconscious. But the Shaolin monk sees breath as sacred, a tool of power, a bridge to inner mastery. The seventh ritual is train the breath. This is not simply about inhaling and exhaling. It's about becoming deeply aware of every breath and using that awareness to command your energy, your focus, and your emotions. Shaolin breathing techniques are centuries old. They are the foundation of Qigong and meditation practices. Through breath, monks regulate their heart rate, calm their nerves, increase their endurance, and sharpen their minds. When you control your breath, you control your state. In moments of stress, the untrained mind panics. The heart races, the breath shortens. But the Shaolin warrior breathes deeper, slower, more intentionally. Why? Because he has trained himself to meet chaos with calm, to meet fear with focus. There's a saying in the monastery, your breath is the remote control of your soul. Whatever state you wish to enter, strength, clarity, peace, it begins with how you breathe. So how do you practice this ritual? Begin every day with 5-10 minutes of conscious breathing. Sit still, close your eyes, inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 6 to 8 seconds. Feel every inhale fill your belly, not just your chest. Let each breath anchor you in the now. Throughout the day, return to your breath. Before a meeting, before a conversation, before a challenge, breathe deeply. When you're angry, breathe. When you're uncertain, breathe. This is not just a technique, it's a lifestyle. With daily breath training, you begin to transform your nervous system. You reduce stress, you sharpen attention, you boost energy, you gain emotional clarity, and most importantly, you become unshakable in storms. Your breath is always with you. It costs nothing, yet it can change everything. Shaolin monks don't just breathe, they train the breath until it becomes a weapon of stillness, a tool for transformation. You can do the same. The next time life pushes you into chaos, don't react immediately. Don't lash out. Don't escape. Just pause and breathe. Because in that breath you have a choice to descend into fear or to rise into clarity. Master your breath and you begin to master your life. Let your breath be your anchor. Let it be your strength. Let it remind you every moment that the path is within. Embrace silence, the Shaolin ritual of sacred stillness. In a world that never stops speaking, the one who masters silence becomes powerful. We live in constant noise, notifications, voices, distractions, demands. From the moment we wake up, the world begins shouting. And very few of us ever pause to listen to the silence within. But in Shaolin teachings, silence is not just the absence of sound. It is the presence of wisdom. The eighth ritual is embrace silence. And it is one of the most misunderstood, yet most transformative practices you can adopt. Shaolin monks spend hours, sometimes days, in deliberate silence. They retreat into stillness not to escape the world, but to see it clearly. Because when you remove the noise, the truth begins to rise. Silence is where you meet yourself. It's where you hear the thoughts behind your thoughts. It's where you notice your fears, confront your attachments, and learn what truly drives you. In silence, the ego loses its grip, the mind slows down, and the soul begins to speak. So how do you apply this ritual? You don't need a monastery, you just need a commitment. Start with 10 minutes a day. No music, no talking, no devices. Sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and simply observe. Don't judge your thoughts. Watch them. Don't try to empty your mind. Just let it be. Let the noise inside settle like mud in water. At first it will feel uncomfortable. You want to reach for your phone, turn on a sound, do something, but this discomfort is the detox. It means you're stepping away from distraction and into awareness. And with consistency, something miraculous happens. You begin to notice the patterns of your mind. You start to recognize the difference between reactive noise and intuitive guidance. You hear less of the world's expectations and more of your own inner truth. In that sacred stillness, you gain access to what the Shaolin call the empty mirror. A mind so still, it reflects reality exactly as it is. Not how you fear it, not how you wish it, but as it truly stands. From this stillness, clarity is born, wisdom is born, peace is born, and power is born. Because once you've trained yourself to sit in silence, you stop being controlled by the noise of the world. You won't be manipulated by outside opinions. You won't need constant stimulation. You will become grounded, centered, calm in the middle of any storm. Shaolin monks say, still water reflects the moon. Meaning, when your mind is still, you begin to reflect truth, beauty, and deeper purpose. So embrace silence, not just as an escape, but as a discipline. Practice it daily, and it will become your secret weapon in a world that forgets how to pause. Because in silence, you don't lose yourself. You find yourself. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful transformations of all. So, we've walked through the wisdom of the Shaolin monks. Not just teachings, but living, breathing rituals that have stood the test of time. Practices that shaped warriors who did not merely fight battles on the outside, but conquered the storms within. You see, transformation doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't come from watching one motivational video or reading one self-help book. It comes from consistency. It comes from applying ancient wisdom to modern chaos. It comes from becoming your own master, moment by moment, breath by breath. The truth is, most people never change. They wake up, repeat yesterday and call it life. But you're different. If you've come this far, it means something inside you refuses to settle. Something in you knows you were meant for more than comfort, noise, and distraction. These Shaolin rituals we've explored, whether it's mindful breathing, daily silence, the warrior's walk, or the practice of detachment, are not about religion. They are about realignment. They are about returning home to yourself. They are about remembering that before you chase success in the world, you must master the world within. It won't be easy. The path within never is. It demands honesty, humility, and discipline. But it is the most rewarding path you will ever walk. Because once you gain control over your mind, your emotions, your energy, nothing external can ever own you again. The Shaolin didn't become legendary because of how hard they could punch. They became legendary because of how deeply they could listen to their body, their breath, their pain, and their purpose. And now it's your turn. Don't let this message be just another video. Let it become the first step of your transformation. Pick one ritual, start small, be consistent. Let it reshape your mornings, your mindset, your inner world. Because in a world full of noise and distraction, the greatest rebellion is stillness. The greatest strength is discipline, and the greatest victory is peace. You have the power to change everything, but only if you start within. Ending lines. The path is not out there. The path is not tomorrow. The path is within. And the first step is now. Mark it.